Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm be ranking every monster from What's New Scooby-Doo. The categories I'll be ranking them in are godly, good, alright, meh, and trash. First off is 30-foot Shaggy Dogbot from Big Appetite, Little Tokyo. He's pretty basic, so that's why he's a meh monster, and so is Dogbot. Next is the Safari Demons from the episode Safari So Goody. I love this episode, and they are great characters. The Annabelle action figures and the Spaceman Swinton from Toy Scary Boo are pretty boring villains, so that's why they fall into the meh category. The Baseball Spectre from The Unknown is one of the best episodes and the most recognizable monster. He's one of my personal favorites, and that's why he falls into the godly category. Centaur from It's All Greek to Scooby, being an already known mystical beast, takes away from the originality, and that's why he's an alright monster. Next is Cold Steel from the episode Go West Young Scoob. He is actually a robot. I think that makes him quite cool and a good monster. Another one of my personal favourite monsters, the Coral Creature, from one of my favourite episodes, Reef Grief, and that's why he's a godly tier monster. The Creepy Creeper from Fright House of a Lighthouse has one of my favourite costume designs, and he's a good monster. However, the Dauntless Skeleton Crew from the same episode has a great costume design and a godly tier. Next is the Demon Farmer from Farmed and Dangerous. He is one of the two farming type monsters. Unfortunately, he's the worst and the trash type monster. The Dinosaur Spirit from 3D Destruction turns out to be a robot, but he still has a good story. Next is the Chinese Dragon from Block Long Hong Kong Terror. The dragon turns out to be run by acrobats, and turns out to be a pretty boring story and a trash monster. The Faceless Phantom from Lights Camera Mayhem is a pretty funny episode, but he's a boring villain. Fish Creature has a cool costume design, and the episode Uncle Scooby in Antarctica is a good episode, as is the monster. Diamonds Are a Ghoul's Best Friend has one of the best monsters, the Frozen Fiend. He has a great design and a great story. The Gargoyle from the only episode set in Paris, Ready to Scare, he has an alright monster. My favourite episode, A Scare Scooby-Doo Halloween, has one of my favourite monsters, the Scarecrow Robot. Also in this episode is the ghost of Hank Banning, who is an alright villain. However, the Swamp Creature is a good monster. The next is the ghost of Rufus Racus, who has a cool costume and some good abilities from the episode Riva Ras Ragus, and he is a good tier monster. The Leland brothers are another one of the recognizable monsters from the series, and one of the most popular episodes, Big Scare and the Big Easy. They fall into the godly tier category. Large Dragon at Large is set in Scotland and shows the gang against the good Glasberg Dragon. The Gold Monster from The Gold Paw shows a good villain with a great costume design. The Gusano Grande is one of the worst monsters and from one of the worst episodes, The Fast and the Wormiest. Another famous episode, A Scooby-Doo Christmas, is recognizable for its great villain, the Headless Snowman, and he is great. The Invisible Madman from A Simple Plan and The Invisible Man is another boring episode and a meh villain. Jeeves is an alright villain from the episode High Tech House of Horrors, which was also alright. Another popular episode, A Terrifying Round with a Menacing Metallic Clown, with a good villain, the Menacing Metallic Clown. Motor Shondu from the episode She Sees She Monsters by the Seesaw, and a good monster and an episode. The Evil Mystery Inc. clones from A Scooby-Doo Valentine is the final holiday episode, and a good villain. The Evil Mystery Inc. machine from It's Mean, It's Green, It's the Mystery Machine is another popular episode, and a good villain. The E-Scream episode contains an unfortunate trash villain in the form of Osmoso. Next is the Mummy Pharaoh of Scamies, from Mummy Scares Best. Every Scooby-Doo show has a mummy, and this one's alright. However, the Zombie Tourists from the same episode are a good monster. The Roller Ghoster from roller coaster ride has a trash costume and design and a terrible motive. The San Francisco episode from the same name has one of my favourite costume designs, and she is a godly tier monster. The cat creature and the imposter Scooby-Doo from Howard Hound are both alright villains, but the cat creature does have a nice costume. Next is the Scooby-Doo snack monster from Recipe for Disaster. He has another one of my favourite designs and ideas, making him a godly tier monster. Gentlemen, Start Your Monsters is another popular episode from the series and includes a good monster, the Skellington Driver. There's No Creature Like Snow Creature was the first episode in the series and contains a godly tier monster. WrestleManiac shows a really unique design for the monster at the shape of the Titanic twist, who is a good monster. The Space Ape from Space Ape at the Cape is also an alright monster. Next is the Toxic Terror from Camp Come On I Wanna Scare Ya, who has a great design. The Vampire Strikes Back is the only episode to include the Hex Girls, but he is a trash monster. The Wakumi from New Mexico Old Monster is a meh monster. And finally, the Zombie Gladiator from Pompeii and Circumstance is an alright villain. And that's my ranking of every monster and villain from What's New Scooby-Doo. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. Look out for more videos coming very soon.